என்ன ஆச்சு?
என்ன
சிஎஸ்கே
ஆச்சு? குழந்தை அழுதுதான்.
Ritu's captaincy was poor. Thakur as a finisher, and
Correct,
every full tosses he bowled in the
correct.
last 2 overs. That was the momentum.
ஊசி போட்டு கொண்டு வரணும் அப்படின்னு ஊசி போட்டு கொண்டு கடல் எள்ளி போட்டணும். இவங்க இந்த பூமிக்கு தேவையில்லாத எக்ஸ்ட்ரா வெயிட் ஒன்னு விடுவான் முட்டாள் எதுக்கு?
End of an era, Tala, one of a kind. Maybe the sixth that he hit 110 meters.
எனக்கு சாவு பயத்தை காட்டினாங்க பாருமா, அவங்களுக்கு சாவ காமிச்சிடணும்.
Our noisy neighbors RCB.
வேண்டாம், கால் நூற்றாண்டுக்கு அப்புறம் உன் வாழ்க்கையில ஒரு சந்தோஷம் கிடைச்சிருக்குதுன்னு அகம்பாவத்துல ஆணவத்துல தலகால் தெரியாம ஆடாத. இது நிலைக்காது. கீழே விழுந்தேன்னா பல்லு பகடலாம். பேச்சுலர் போறாமல கத்தாத.
They have nothing to lose. And the Mari they were playing. Now everything is for them to do lose.
எப்பவும் ஒரு தீபம் அணையறதுக்கு முன்னாடி தான் பிரகாசமா எரியும்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இன்னும் புரியலையாட்டமாயோ? ஆட்டத்தோட கடைசி ரவுண்டு நினைச்சு பேசிக்கிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. ஆனா ஆட்டமே இனிமேதான் தொடங்க போகுது.
Welcome to another episode of the Couch Coaches. CSK போச்சு.
ஐயோ மாலா, எரிச்ச தாங்க முடியலடி. பேன 12ஆம் நம்பர்ல வை.
But the show has to go on. So we're going to talk about the playoff special. Over to you, Priyash.
Hi, in this episode, we are going to construct this episode in 3 ways. One, the overall analysis of CSK versus RCB. Second one, the coach corner, where we will see how the playoffs teams are come about and who has the edge. And the third one is the predictions. Rama will pick his winner and I will pick my winner for the IPL. So, Rama, என்ன ஆச்சு?
என்ன
CSK
ஆச்சு? குழந்தை அழுதுதான். என்ன பண்றது? I mean, for people who know the ad, they'll get the context. See, we made it messy for ourselves. We knew all along, நம்ம வந்து நார்மலா நடந்தாலே பிடிக்காது. So we had to create some kind of flutter. We gave up 218, which in the context of the game was a tad a bit too much. I think we
30
could have
runs.
easily, and mistakes all around the park, right? I think the way, firstly, the spinners at least use பண்ணலாம், வேற வழி இல்லைன்னு, but still miss the trick. So Rutu's captaincy was definitely not spot on. Then you give them the edge. I mean, when we start off, again, we could have played the typical CSK game, not losing wickets. Model 6 overs, guardada aadi, 40, 45 in the bank is how we start. Adha panla, you lost early wickets. And then you push things towards the end. So it sort of became like, the team that wanted it more, that sort of deserved it more, essentially won. And as much as it hurts us, it is what it is. So we have to look forward. So I think we lost it pretty much from the start itself. The intent was not there. I think there were a lot of mistakes, misfields, catches dropped. This was not a typical CSK game plan at all.
And going to catches, Rutu dropped green when we was in 10 or 15.
Correct.
And that was 20 runs more. And then Ritu's captaincy was poor. That's all I'll say. I saw the intent in Dhoni because he was marshalling the field in this game. It was evident that he wanted to win. He was marshalling the field more in this game than ever in the series. But when the wicket started spinning after rain break, why didn't you follow it up with Rachin giving him 2 overs? Okay,
Correct.
okay. Jaddu was taken for a cleaners. It can happen, but you have to bring Rachin. And then he stopped Tikshana for a over or Statner for a over, gotten cement seat. Hey, put a 10,
Correct.
12 overs spin or 15 overs spin போடு. So what is what is not happening? So the pitch is hating you or the spinners. One. Then simmer seat. First over, he give 16 or whatever, but atla வந்து one edge for 4.
Correct.
Okay. And one bad ball for 6. So it's a
Yes.
6, 8, and ground. So,
Correct.
but giving Thakur 4 hours
Correct.
and he mating the beginner or the bowler in the power play and the finisher.
Correct.
Shardul Thakur as a finisher. And
Correct.
every full tosses he bowled in the
Correct.
last 2 overs. That was the momentum.
ஊசி போட்டு கொண்டு வரணும் அப்படின்னு ஊசி போட்டு கொண்டு கடல் எல்லி போட்டணும். இவங்க இந்த பூமிக்கு தேவையில்லாத எக்ஸ்ட்ரா வெயிட் ஒண்ணு விடுவான் முட்டாள் எதுக்கு?
See, again, Jadeja is your key bowler, okay? 3 overs 40, but you always bank on somebody to come back and with his experience to do the right thing at the right stage. So I would have rather give Jadeja Kuduthu if you are given 15 runs again, so be it. 4
Yeah, but
overs
see,
54, I am the but
Tikshana and Santner 8 hours for 47
47
combined.
runs. Correct.
Okay, so Rachin could
Correct.
instead of Thakur or need சொன்ன மாதிரி Jadejaக்கு 1 over cool.
Correct.
Maybe give him from the other hand when
Correct.
Statner was spinning the ball 9 degrees.
Yeah. The
So,
only place where அவன் ரிவ்யூ தான் தோனி சொல்லியும் ஓவர் ரூல் பண்ணி ஒரு ஒரு
ஆமா
ரிவ்யூ தேவையே
ஆமா
இல்லை அது.
ஆமா. So, I mean, I don't know what is, whether he is confused or he wants to show he's the captain or whatever is thinking or the pressure of captaincy, I don't know. Because if you see the 14 matches, I can easily say only 4 or 5 matches he did a very good captaincy in the entire game. So 9 to 10 games, it's gone begging. Okay.
Yeah.
And we also said it in the last episode, which I will linker. You could have finished it faster on the game for with the run rate.
Correct.
So and losing to LHT at home, scoring 200, and not giving the spinners options. I mean,
Correct.
I don't know. So,
Yeah.
and you can't expect Jaddu or Tala to finish off every game.
Correct.
And another breaking point for me was the 6 because they got a fresher ball.
Yeah. But I mean, that what do you do? That is just
Yeah, I mean,
circumstances, right? Yeah.
yeah, but that is also luck. So,
Correct.
Paf catch was astounding catch, but it was
Correct.
luck
Yeah.
because the game was in the balance. If it had gone for a 4, then you question கொஞ்சம், I mean,
Correct.
எல்லாமே pressure தான்ல
Come on.
அந்த மாதிரி. So, they had the luck of the draw in this
Yeah.
game, but very well played RCP.
Come on.
I give it to you because it 6 out of 6 is a difficult thing. But when chips are down, you can't do anything. Or when your back is in the wall, you can go only front.
Correct.
That's what they did. Now
Yeah.
you have to see because they have nothing to lose. And the Mari they were playing. Now everything is for them to do lose. And the
Yep.
Mari.
Yeah.
எப்பவும் ஒரு தீபம் அணையறதுக்கு முன்னாடி தான் பிரகாசமா எரியும்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இன்னும் புரியலையாட்டமாயோ ஆட்டத்தோட கடைசி ரவுண்டு நினைச்சு பேசிக்கிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. ஆனா ஆட்டமே இனிமே தான் தொடங்க போகுது.
Again, maybe all of these, right? Mega auction coming next year, 5 titles, end of an era. Maybe a rebuild seems very natural all for CSK. It is what it is. still, as a franchisee, what we have achieved over several years, and even
Yeah,
this year, see, before the season started, I thought they had made the right moves to get enough strength in. Somehow we didn't, we were confused right throughout the season. Number three la yaru, opening la yaru, எதுக்குடா இவன்? So we are going a lot of goof ups along the way. With that, we made to number five. And like you said, previous game, had we finished a little over or two earlier, the 18-run margin could have been a 28-run or a
ஆமா
30-run
ஆ,
margin, which means you could still be in the playoffs right
ஆமா
now. So it is what it
ம்.
is. But things move
I mean,
on. It's okay.
Rutu said we missed the bowlers. That is, every team had some injuries, but
Yeah,
I thought that the form of Rutu and Shivam dropping down in
correct,
the last three or four games was the rut with
correct,
which we came out of about, because only Russian or Michelle or Jadu came up with the goods with the bat that you
correct,
could win. Okay.
correct,
If they had a horrible season like they had in the first half, then
correct.
we will have finished the seventh or eighth on the Murray.
Right. See, even I
Uh,
question Dhoni, as much as we say that his leg is a problem, he'll only come towards the end. Sometimes you push him so down the order where was meaningless. We saw this throughout the entire season. So those are all, whether it was gimmicky or etc. I would not just blame Ritu alone, even the complete management. I think
yeah,
Fleming, what was the strategy? If you knew that he's coming back from recovery, you should have probably tried a backup keeper and just to see what it happens, right? At least giving the young strength. So a lot of mistakes.
I thought the Conway's absence was greater than anybody, because
Yeah.
I think he was the designate keeper.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and we don't then go for another keeper or whatever. Sam Billings was available, so you could have
Mm.
got him. Caught him. Is a great number four in other fantasies, and he can finish also. And he's a ex CSK. Okay.
Right.
And I don't know. I mean, what happened with the think tank is a major guess for all of us. I
Correct.
think if Flem takes up the India role, maybe Dhoni will come back for another season.
I think Dhoni is done. I feel like with what his body, with knee and everything else, right? It's okay. I think it's better to
Yeah, I
call it
mean,
off and see.
we have said it all the time. He's more a distraction than a
Correct.
prayer for us, because it is, mind-boggling that people pay 10,000 of rupees,
Mm-hmm.
10,000, 20,000, 30,000 only to see him bat for three or four balls,
Correct.
and they don't care about whether the team is winning or not. Okay.
Correct.
That is the biggest distraction for a team. Okay.
Correct.
So we will go to a rebuilding phase
Correct.
next year, and after the IPL, we will do a episode on the retentions of the teams, possible or
Correct.
potential, or our wishes of the retention. But
Yeah.
now we will
Anyway, end
go.
of an era. Tala, one of a kind. Maybe the sixth that he hit 110 meters,
எனக்கு சாவு பயத்தை காட்டிட்டாங்க பாருமா அவங்களுக்கு சாவ காமிச்சிடணும்.
ending on a bang, like how his career has always been.
Mm,
I think CSK is ever grateful to him, and he'll be associated with CSK in some
Ama,
form or shape.
mm,
We just feel like it's time,
mm.
at least from a player standpoint, for him to sort of move on.
So hang up is a grouse. That's all it is.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now we will go to our coach corner. We will
Mm-hmm.
discuss the four teams who have come to the playoffs, and we are recording this while we are waiting for the KKR RR game to begin. It looks maybe a truncated game or a washout. So if it's a washout, then SRH will come to second place because of the run rate and the eliminator, first eliminator or will be between the Royals, Rajasthan Royals and RCB. And or if the game comes on and the Rajasthan wins, it will be KKR versus Rajasthan. So we will talk about all the four teams, how they are stacked up. We will not go into so much details, but we will talk about them. So first, KKR.
Yeah, one of the teams is a complete team. I think
Yeah.
they played really well through the tournament. We always knew, at least after this, at the midway, right? They're going to be in the reckoning. The first team to get to the top. Sunil Narayan playing really well with number Architect also bowling really well side by side with him. And they got the pace attack. They got the players coming in. I think Nitin Rana is also now in the mix. So I think they rightfully stand at number one in the and so I am sort of hopeful that they will go deep. And then when the prediction comes, I'll tell you where they sort of stand. So I really have good things for them. Then if I maybe you should talk about your stands on KKR.
So I think the biggest plus for them is number Narayan. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
KKR is the Tam Bram team. So we have Ayers and Nahar.
Mm-hmm.
So Sunil Narayan is the biggest plus for them with the bat. Okay, because of the opening combination. We before the IPL started, and I will link up this episode. We were saying they will struggle with their foreign players combination because they had Gurbass and I think another keeper, English keeper, or either another English batsman. If they play either one of them, they will struggle to get another foreign player. But Narang opening and storing so many runs and very quick has helped them a lot. Okay, so that they can now play Stalled as the opening
Mm-hmm.
and Stark also can play. புரியுதா? So
Mm-hmm.
Stark has not had a good season for the price he went, but Russell, Stark, Narayan, and Stott and Salt and Narayan have been
Mm-hmm.
terrific in the bat, and so, but the middle order has been tested once or twice in the
Mm-hmm.
season, and they will have come up very well. Venki I had scored a
Correct. He's
century
played.
also. Strayas captain has been captaincy is has been very good.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody talks about it because it is KKR and Naren and Varun are, taking the limelight. But his captaincy has been very good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but he is not shown with the bat, but he didn't have to because of the opening or the runs in the top of the order. He didn't have to come and play a pivotal in links to so far. But as you said, very rounded team. And they being on the top is the
Correct.
best because they are the best team in the league stages. Okay.
Yep.
Now to go to RR.
RR obviously is missing one more R to be RRR, right? And இது வந்து Psalms, you start really hot and then you start fizzing. That's been a very standard pattern that we have seen of RR in the past. And with something that we saw this year, they could have easily sealed the number two spot by just winning one
ஆமா.
game. In the last, what, 4 games, They could have just won one and they could have been on top. I mean, at least been number two, which they didn't. So as much we have seen this pattern before too. When
Last
teams
year
start,
also,
whether you call them as peaking early, losing the fizz when you have to, they are dependent on Sanju Samson, and he's been sort of lacking in the last couple of games. I really want him to pick it up for the World Cup coming shortly. Josh Butler has gone back. So unless Jaiswal comes back to something, because people have been able to just pick up Jaiswal
no.
left, right, center so much easily. So I think they are on the going down trend for me. So I don't have. I think they had a chance. They muffed it.
So last year also they were top of the table in the mid review, okay, or the
Mm-hmm.
mid point, and they didn't qualify. Okay, at least this year they have qualified, but four out of four down. Their biggest problem has been the opening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Josh has two centuries, Saswell has one century. Apart from that, no, they haven't stitched a very good partnership in the power play at
Mm-hmm.
all. Okay, they are there because of Sanju and Parag.
Mm-hmm.
Last season, Parag didn't play at all. I mean, didn't play now. He didn't bat as he is batting now because and that was the difference for them last year because Saiswal and Josh gave them blistering starts. Sanju had a very good first half last year, dumped down. This year it's been very consistent. Parrot has been very consistent, and once or twice, Jurel or Etmarer has won them the game, so that they are in the qualification. But
Mm-hmm.
they have to pull their socks up. Okay, what I liked with the bowling is Ashwin is now coming to form.
Mm-hmm.
First half, he was nowhere. Abrina, he was Konjo league lunch, but Chahal was taking the wickets. Now it is Ulta.
Mm-hmm.
Ashwin is taking the wickets and being economical, but Chahal is leaking the runs.
Mm-hmm.
So that combination has to, get all right for them. If they pull up the socks, I think they can come to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
But we will see. But a word for Sanju is captaincy, is demeanor, and his consistency in this year's IPL is
Right.
commendable because last year Konjo he was frustrated when they lost. He didn't know what to do, and his batting form dipped. But in the party is, I think, Kunjo is mature now and possibly India captain in the future
Mm-hmm.
also. So,
Yeah.
that is a good thing as a Sanju fan also. Now we will go to SRH, my birth city.
The South Indian teams remaining.
Mm,
SRH obviously batting powerhouse that we have seen through the entire season, and they have done. They can on their day they can beat any team that we all know, right? They definitely have stepped up at the right time. They got the batting strength, people who can demolish things. Bowling was always something that we were asking, what will they do? I think they got a decent side. So for me, they are peaking at the right time. On their day, they can be great. So we don't know if they will end up being number two or they'll be in the knockout stages. If they are going to be in the knockout stages, they are going to be playing RCB. That we know for a fact. If they're going to be on the top, they're going to be playing KKR. So depending on what happens there, I do believe that they will give a good fight, and they are in my top three.
okay. I like the way they have played, and I think in the KKR, RR, and SRH, we picked up only RR to qualify. I will link up this video of our predictions before the IPL. And
அதனால தான் இங்க உட்காந்துருக்கோம். இல்லாட்டி
ஆமா.
நம்ம அங்க இருப்போமே.
But SRH, we were questioning again their composition of the fallen players. Okay. First match, they didn't play head. They played Janssen and dropped Ed. Second match line, they dropped Janssen and played Ed, who was the difference for them entire league phase. Okay. Uh, and won. So then they saw Markram's form for 7 to 8 innings. He didn't do well. They dropped him also. So if you see the core, apart from Pat Cummins, Klassen and Ed, they have the Indian players have performed for them, which is what we were questioning at the
Before the, yeah,
beginning.
correct.
Who are the Indian players they have? Okay. And they also tried. Mahank came for 2 or 3 matches. Tripathi came for 2 or 3 matches. But the find for them is Nitish Reddy.
Nitish Reddy and Abhishek Sharma has also played
ஆமா,
awesome.
they um, are they have given a long rope to Abhishek Sharma because I think they rated him 3 years back. Okay, so but he's repaying them now. Okay, so that is very good. But the fine of the tournament for them is Nitish Reddy because we where is the middle order was the question. Okay, and not to coming to form it was also a very a good thing for them because they don't have bowlers.
Correct.
Bowie was not in form. Pat is not a wicket taker. Is not express pace. Who is going? And they didn't play Washi at all. I think 1 or 2 matches also only in the entire series.
நீ
And
பேசுறச்சே கொஞ்சம் வெயில் வேற அடிக்குது. சன்ரைசஸ்.
ஆமா. So I think they are explosive and they can be quietened if the top order is dismissed. So we will see how they compose their team for the playoffs. But as you said, they are also in my top three. And just for Caviar Marden, I want them to go to the finals, but they have won the South African League also. So the management coaching staff knows how to win the league. Um, and Pat Cummins, we were saying how is he going to read SRH? Okay.
Done a great job.
And given the price tag, and then I think he's had done a very, very good job
Yep.
with the team and getting them to the playoffs. Nobody gave them a chance, even in the top 6.
Correct.
So kudos to Pat. He's having a brilliant 2 years. So
Correct.
very good. So now we will go to the only team which has not won the IPL in the four qualified teams. Our noisy neighbors RCB.
வேண்டாம். கால் நூற்றாண்டுக்கு அப்புறம் உன் வாழ்க்கையில ஒரு சந்தோஷம் கிடைச்சிருக்குதுன்னு அகம்பாவத்துல ஆணவத்துல தலகால் தெரியாம ஆடாத. இது நிலைக்காது. கீழே விழுந்தேன்னா பல்லு பகடலாம். ஏய் பேச்சுலர், போறாமல கத்தாத.
They found the rhythm. Just like we said, teams lost the fizz. இவங்க வந்து சீசனே ஓவர்னு சொல்லி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 8 கேம்ஸ்க்கு அப்புறம் they had என்ன தில்லுக்கு துட்டு, like what Chica says, they had nothing to lose, right? Just go for it. And 6 wins on a trot, getting the momentum at the right time, having that intent and hunger and everything is back. So it reminds me of quite a lot of teams that we have seen in the past, like 1992 Pakistan World Cup, when they get that rhythm. So they are definitely in that rhythm. Obviously, that hunger and desperation and nothing to lose has what gotten into the playoffs. And they've done this before. So it's not like they have not done such kind of qualifications in the past. So they have that rhythm going for them. So they are in my top three. So we'll see where I will land them in the next section. But to talk about players, over to you.
So RCBL, I think the season changed for them in the eighth or ninth game when Will Shacks came
Mhm.
into the team. Okay, and in the 10th or 11th match, Patatar found from somewhere.
Hmm.
You won't lay bat on ball for the first 8 or 9 games. So, and Vidar is taking them through from the day one. So I thought Will Chaks and Patel Dar coming to form, and Green doing his role as a all-rounder gave them the momentum. But as I said in the beginning of the episode, they didn't have anything to lose. Now they have everything to lose because
Mhm.
their fans want them to win their first IPL.
Mhm.
பட் இந்த முறை மிஸ் ஆகாது.
So without having anything you can do something, but when you have something, how can you do the
Mhm.
other one is the question now. I don't know how the mentality will be now, because confidence will be really high,
Mhm.
but the mentality of losing it will come now. Okay. That is what we have to see. And the bowling has been in patches. It is
Mhm.
not been great at all. As I said to you, Loki and Siraj went for runs yesterday.
Mhm.
If that ball didn't go out to Cumberland Park, maybe we could have won on the Murray. But the bowling hasn't gone through teams. Maybe one match against GD or whatever, but overall, SRH Murray, they are also batting heavy.
Mhm.
So KKR and RR are rounded teams. Though RR has a dip in the form, RCB and HRH are batting heavy. So if you crack the batting, bowling konjo weak because
Mhm.
they can't defend 150 or 160. Okay. So that is the my view on RCB. But they have the momentum, but they have to also, it will come into their head what we
Mhm.
if we lose. Okay. Now we will go to the predictions. Uh, who will win?
இது நல்ல சீட்டா.
Or you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4?
Well, I feel like KKR who's at the top, no matter who comes to number two, which could be RR or SRH, are going to win that game and then breeze to the final. Then the team that is having the run, which I think is RCB, so are going to continue that and join KKR in the final. So the two spots that we know, 1 and 4, are the people who I am predicting to continue to the final. And I think KKR, RR will, I mean, RCB will still fall short, and that run will be stopped, and KKR will win, is my prediction.
I think my prediction is KKR and Rajasthan in the final, because uh, if it is tricky, because if Rajasthan and RCB play, the edge is with RCB for the eliminator. But if Rajasthan is number two, okay, then RCB, assuming they win with the SRH, will play RR in Chepauk. And Chepauk, we know the spinners will come into the play. So I am picking KKR versus Rajasthan as the final, and Rajasthan will win the IPL this year. Is my prediction. Okay,
Okay.
uh,
End
and
of the day, at least both of us also feel சரி எவனோ ஒருத்தன் ஜெயிச்சுட்டு போ when it is not CSK. Okay.
I don't want the KKR to win because of Gauti. And I want RR to win because first season they won, but they haven't won till now. And for Sanju and Sangha, it is
Hmm.
not a flashy team on the Mari.
Hmm.
So Adukosona, I like them because Konjo they are like CSK where they are not flashy. Okay,
Hmm.
other teams are Konjo flashy. That's what that is why I want RR to win. And maybe Ashwin will call it a day,
Mhm.
willing at Chapok. We don't know.
Mhm. Yep. Okay.
So that is the playoff episode now, and we will see you after the final for the post-match analysis of the final, and then we will do two episodes on the season after the finals. Take care and do not forget to share, subscribe, and like this video. Bye.
Bye.